Hey guys, this is Lisa from NYC Gal Out. Welcome back to my channel. And guys, before I get into it, don't forget to hit the like, follow, subscribe, leave me a comment, and all that good jazz. And if you guys have a chance, head on over to my Spotify podcast and give my episodes a couple of listen. You know, guys, I'm actually not sure if I want to continue doing the podcast anymore because I kind of feel like I spend so much time doing the videos, you know, because I make videos and then I upload it onto YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. Sometimes I also upload it onto like my actual podcast on Spotify itself, because on Spotify, you could actually upload videos onto there. You know, like if you're on the car, you'll hear it as an audio, but if you're like on your phone or whatever, you could actually see it as a video. So I kind of feel like, is it worth it? I don't know. And then plus, like, we're getting ready to move this summer, and I just kind of feel like, you know, do I want to put my energy into that? I'm not sure. Okay, guys, now, if you guys are fans of Teresa, or if you're fans of Melissa Gorga, or if you guys listen to, you know, On Display or Namaste Bitches, like whoever side you're on, whoever's team you're on, look, I always say this, and if you guys have watched enough of my videos, then you already know. I always say, don't be on team anyone. Be team yourself. Like, I'm team Lisa. I'm team NYC Gal Outs. I am not for these housewives like that. And the reason why I'm not for these housewives like that is because I know they're not for me like that. And when I mean they're not for me like that, what I mean is I know I'm not getting an invitation to their family barbecue. I know I'm not getting an invitation to their family shore house. I know I'm not being invited to their baby showers, to their graduation parties, to their retirement parties, to their launching parties, to their weddings, their divorce parties, whatever the hell it is. So, like, to me, even if you're nice to me on social media, you're still not for me like that. So I don't put that energy out there. And I say this to all the people that like kind of have that energy and have that vibe. These housewives that you see on your TV, even if they are nice to you on your DMs, even if they like your posts, even if they repost, even if they comment and all this other stuff, at the end of the day, they are still not for you like that. And if you guys think that they are for you like that, then you're a little bit delusional. I mean, I hate to break it down to you, but like, you know, no matter how nice they are to you, if you don't have a seat at their table during Thanksgiving, during Easter, during Cinco de Mayo, during whatever the hell, then they are not for you like that. So don't put that kind of energy towards any of these housewives. Now, why am I bringing this up? I bring this up because, look, these housewife shows are toxic as fuck. And fans, they get really invested. You know, they know how to play the game. And when I say they know how to play the game is, I mean that these housewives at one point were just like you. That's why everybody found Monica relatable. Monica was just some average middle-income housewife living in a small house. She claims it's 3,000 square feet. No, honey, the county deed has your house listed as 1,110 square feet. But anyway, we're not going to get into that lie. But look, so at one point, you know, they were basically casting somebody like Monica Garcia, living in a small house, middle income, a divorcee with like 4 daughters, two different baby daddies, you know, screwing her brother-in-law and all this other stuff. So it was kind of like, you know, you could make it onto TV too, you know, like it was that vibe, that energy, right? So what I have to say in regards to that is that these housewives know how to play the game. And at one point, they were sitting at home watching TV, and they feel that they are in that same status as actual celebrities are. There's a reason why they're called Bravo Levities. They're called Bravo Levities because even Bravo, the network, knows that they're not actual celebrities. And I mean, like, you know, if you want to kid yourself and put them on that level, on that pedestal, fine. Well, now, the reason why I say this is because the fan base is very invested. And when you have invested fan base like that, they kind of swoon and go gaga and get a little bit starstruck that somebody like Melissa Gorga or Teresa Giudice contacts them or likes a post or reposts or comments. And, you know, it makes them feel like, oh my God, a celebrity noticed me. No, they're not like come back at me when Taylor Swift reposts you, okay? But anyway, so these housewives know how to play the game. And because of that, you know, because of that sense of connection, which social media is really good at connecting these celebrities. You see it on all of those reality star fan base. And it's because at one point, these reality stars were just like you and me, sitting at home watching their favorite celebrities on TV. These are not actual celebrities in the sense that they are famous for having a talent. They are not famous for being you know, they're not Bill Gates, they're not Elon Musk, they're not a great actress like Jennifer Lawrence, you know, they're not a great singer like Taylor Swift. they really have no talent other than they're messy, and you know, we like that drama. We like to sit at home and watch these housewives, these reality stars on our TV. We like to judge them. We like to criticize them. We like to make fun of the way they look, about the way they act, the way they talk, the way they dress. And we kind of get off on that. As a society, it's escapism. And even though we don't like to admit it, we are a very judgmental society, and we legit like to sit there and just basically judge them. I mean, every single time anybody makes content and recaps the episode, we're basically sitting there and judging them. So why am I bringing all of this up? I'm bringing all of this up because, like, look, there's like some BS going on over with, I don't know, Namaste Bitches podcast and All About TRH, where like the girls, Roxanne and Chantel, if you guys follow them like that, good, follow them. I don't know. They had beef with like David Yontef at Behind the Velvet Rope. So you already know that they don't like each other. But then Kim D had like went on to All About TRH to kind of like spill her narrative about David Yontef, and so like now there's that back and forth and whatever. And then Kim D also does like a monthly thing that she does with Dana Wilkie, so there's that thing going back and forth. And so, you know, David Yontef has said stuff about All About TRH, has said stuff about Dana Wilkie, so you know there's already like that kind of bad blood there. Now apparently All About TRH, they decided to hop onto the Patreon game. So look, I mean, I don't know. They decided to hop onto the Patreon. I don't follow their Patreon. I don't listen to their Patreon. But apparently, you know, I guess on their Patreon, they were telling their subscribers that, you know, anyone that like, anyone that shares our information or whatever, we're going to block them and all this other stuff. And I guess they made it very clear. And I guess it's something that they tell their subscriber that they don't like for their stuff that they share on Patreon to be spilled. I'm going to say this about Roxanne over there. Look, I don't know Roxanne. I don't know Chantel. Like, I don't fucking know them from a hole in a wall. I know them as well as I know freaking Jen Aiden or Teresa Giudice or freaking Melissa Gorga, which is to say that I don't fucking know them at all. Here's the thing, what I do know. They're going to have their own narrative and whatever, that's fine. They could address it onto their platform. They have a much bigger platform than I do. So if they want to address it, they could address it. And like I say, I'm team nobody. I'm team truth. I'm team NYC Gal Out. I'm team Lisa. I don't stand anybody. I can be fans of many people, but I don't stand anyone and I don't hate anyone. And guys, to prove it, I legit made a video defending Margaret Joseph against some like graphic design bullshit for her soiree drink. Like if I was a stan or if I was a hater, I legit would not have even made that video about Margaret Joseph, because if you look at my content, it would seem that I am more favorable towards Teresa and her camp. But again, I don't stand anyone. And just because I'm a fan of somebody doesn't mean that I'm not going to, if I have the truth in my face, it doesn't mean I'm going to like turn a blind eye to it. And I didn't. I legit made a whole entire video about Margaret Joseph and calling bullshit on somebody on TikTok trying to get some clout for her own brand, for her freaking weed brand, that's a hemp roll that, you know, she was trying to claim that Soiree was her logo and it wasn't, and I broke it all down. So again, I'm not team anybody. But what I do want to say in regards to that is, then it kind of got a little obnoxious with All About TRH, and I guess like some other fan account. I don't follow New Jersey like that. A lot of people have been slipping into my DMs, I guess because they want me to address it. I'm addressing it now. I'm not doing any deep dives. I'm not doing any Inspector Gadget bullshit or whatever. But basically, look, you know how like Teresa people all feel that this Christy Balls person is like unhinged and unstable and freaking delusional and whatever? I got a news flash for you guys, okay? And you guys might not want to hear it, but I'm going to tell it to you guys anyway. The other side of the camp, the Melissa Gorga camp, they will think that you Teresa fans, so you Teresa stans, they will think you're Delulu. They will think you're unhinged and unstable and all this. So all the stuff that you guys say about Christy Balls and all this other stuff, the other side say the same thing about you. So it's like tit for tat, right? Like, I know there was like a lot of stuff about her being a Lyft driver and Uber driver and whatever. And like they talk a lot of shit about that. But look, on the other side, they say a lot of stuff about other people too. And I'm not going to get into it and whatever. I mean, like if you guys are curious enough, you could go find that shit out yourself. But look, so I'm just saying tit for tat, right? Here's something else that I want to kind of address a little bit. Okay, so I guess like whatever, I don't know, maybe they said something, they gave their opinion. We all give our opinions. They made some sort of commentary about like Melissa Feaster. Is it Feaster or Feister? I don't know. That shows you how into New Jersey I am. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm going to call her Feaster. Okay, so Melissa Feaster, which is Teresa's Namaste Bitches podcast co-host, I guess they said that, you know, she didn't really drive with Teresa and, you know, that she wasn't their cup of tea or whatever. And Melissa actually hopped onto like an Instagram post and addressed it and said something like, you know, Roxanne was a liar. She never like even paid a penny to their Patreon or whatever. And then I think she also addressed it on like her latest episode on the Namaste Bitches podcast, where she was saying something like, you know, it upsets her because she's always been nice. She's nice to everybody and all this other stuff. Teresa's basically like, you know, don't let it bother you. Don't even think about it. If it bothers you, like don't even pay any attention to it. You know, all this other stuff. Now, I guess in the freaking Bravo fan base, New Jersey fan base universe, whatever, you know, there's like these people coming out against All About TRH, but then I guess like their fan base are coming out against people on social media that are going up against them. There was like this Word document that was circulating that like legit was like 2 pages. It was like single space and like it was single space type, and like the grammar and the spelling drove me crazy because like legit like that shit bothers me. I don't know if it's OCD or what, but like people with like grammar, it bothers me. Like I've gotten a lot better, but it was like one of the reasons why I don't get onto X, because like I try to stay off X because like legit X, like unless you buy like some sort of whatever, like a subscription plan where you're verified, like you cannot edit your posts, and like sometimes it would like legit drive me crazy if I see a grammar or a spelling error on my own post, and knowing that I can't do anything but delete the post and just like rewrite it, like that shit drives me crazy. That is one of the reasons why I don't go onto X a lot. I mean, there's other reasons too, but you know, that is one of the reasons. So I don't know. Then this whole entire freaking letter was basically like accusing this like Teresa Stan account. Melissa's old knows. I don't even know. She's got like 3 different accounts. It's like Gabriella and love Gabriella and all about RHONJ facts or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Like, look, I always say this, tit for tat, right? Because I saw some of the comments that were being addressed to like the All About TRH base. So look, I'm going to say this, you cannot jump onto social media and be like, oh, well, you know, look at these Melissa Gorka fans, you know, look at how they, look at the disgusting things that they say. Yeah, you Teresa stans, you guys say the same things, you know? So like maybe you don't see it, but like legit, if you're from a neutral perspective and if you're not a stan, like, see, that's why I don't fuck with stans and I don't fuck with haters. But if you are not a hater and if you are not a stan, then you should be able to see that the hypocritical things that the both sides say about each other are true about one another. The Teresa side gives it to the Gorgas, and the Gorga sides, they give it right back. So it's like tit for tat, right? So it's like, I don't really get into it when people are like, oh, look at what was written about blah, 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 because then I'm just like, you know what? You guys wrote things that were just as bad, if not even worse. So it's like, here's my bottom line. I'm going to say this, and this was what I let off with like legit 15 minutes ago when I started the video. Don't be team anybody. Be team yourself. All day, every day, I'm team Lisa. I'm team NYC Gal out. I am not for these housewives like that. And guys, as nice as they are to you on social media and everything, unless you are getting a wedding invitation, if Melissa Gorga is not inviting you to her shore house so that you could hang with her, don't put that energy into the Gorgas, okay? And if Teresa isn't inviting you to Melania's freaking graduation party, don't put that energy into the Judice camp, okay? So that's it, guys. Common sense, you know, it's social media, it's a cesspool. And look, I don't fuck with that. And like my audience isn't even built around Bravo or anything. My audience legit is built on other stuff. Like I made a video on YouTube about Wendy Williams. I woke up the next morning to like 500 new subscribers. I made a video about Taylor Swift. I woke up the next morning to like 500 new subscribers. So like me, you guys could duke it out with the housewives all you want. But I'm just saying, if like that is what you're building your brand, something that I get asked a lot, because there are, first of all, I don't have a very big following, but there are content creators with much bigger followings than me, and they are getting like freaking items like, I don't know, freaking vitamin gummies to review, and they want to know like, what am I doing? Because it seems kind of like off that I have all of these really nice, expensive products to review when I don't have a very big following. I'm going to tell you why. If you are a content creator with a very large following and you're not getting any offers like that, it's because you're a problematic account and they don't want to do collaborations with you. A company like Walmart, Target, Macy's, JCPenney's, they're not going to want to do business with you because you are a problematic account. I mean, that's some free advice. Take it or leave it. But I always say, and I say it so much, be team yourself. Stand yourself. Like, you know, you could be a fan of people. You could be a fan of many things. Be a fan of whoever you want to be a fan of. Be team yourself, though. So I'm going to leave it at that. Look, do I give a fuck, like, what the hell these people are fighting about? No, I don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying, like, I am addressing it because I don't want people to think I don't read their messages. I read your messages. I read your messages. I might not always answer it, but I read them. So, look, I read them. I read a lot of them. There was, like, a lot of messages about this crap. And, like, I'm not doing any deep dive bullshit or whatever. There is nothing to deep dive. Like, I don't know. Like, do you guys want me to, like, dox Melissa's old nose or something? Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't care about that account because I legit don't know her. I mean, like, there's nothing there for me. Just like I don't care about this Christy Balls person. Like, I don't care what she does, what she doesn't do. I don't care if she's a singing waitress. I don't care if she's an Uber driver. I don't care. Like, she hates Teresa, fine. Let her hate Teresa. Maybe that's how she makes her money. I don't know. Maybe she gets paid good on TikTok. Who the fuck knows? I don't know what Melissa's own nose's deal is. Gabriella, love, whatever the fuck her name is. Like, you know, maybe she makes good money on Instagram. I don't fucking know. Whatever her deal is, you know? Look, you both sides do it. You both do it to each other. You guys might not see it because you're being hypocritical, and that's because you're being crazy ass stands. You guys don't see it because you guys went your separate sides and you're at your separate, the line's drawn in the middle and you guys are on your separate sides. That's why you don't see it. But as somebody who, like, doesn't give a fuck about either team, I'm telling you, I see it. You both say the same shit about each other. They could both say it back and forth about one another. So again, be a fan of whoever you want to be a fan of, but stand yourself. That's all I got for you.